Every time I go somewhere like school or work, I have to bring at least 2 devices. One of those is a laptop and the other one is my Vape. But what if I could combine those 2 devices into one and hence only need to bring one device about this size? Well, you may believe it or not, but I made it. I created a Vape that is a computer at the same time. So now I can just plug in all the peripherals to this Vape and use it as a computer, or just go about my day like usual and vape. All from this one device. And don't worry that it looks like a bomb, that's completely normal. But how did I build this thing? Well, it's actually not that hard and I bet you can follow along at home. The first thing that I needed for this project was a small form factor computer like the Raspberry Pi. This is an older model,
but it checks out.
The next thing on our list is actually the battery holder, followed by the buttons and the, I don't know, I call it docking station for the Vape, where you can screw in your Vape head. Of course, we need some batteries, some cables, some more stuff to solder and cut the cables, a soldering iron, a multimeter to debug the current, coffee, and a Monster energy drink, because I need a lot of caffeine for this type of projects. After we have assembled all our parts, we need to somehow make them fit into a case. So I went on and figured out all the dimensions and things to put them together and designed a case for it with a CAD program, you know, stuff like Blender and that. After I designed my case, which you can see now the final version in my hand, with some air vents for the Raspberry Pi and enough place to barely fit everything together inside of it, it was time to 3D print the model with my 3D printer. And as you can see, after a couple of failed attempts, which all took me about 5 hours each before it crashed, I figured out why. And it was basically the bottom part of this case was 1 millimeter bigger, or half of a millimeter bigger, longer than the upper part, so it was kinda crooked, but just by a half millimeter, and it destroyed the whole process. But now that it's completely done, it's time to put everything into its designated place. So I went on and put all the pieces into place, which will turn out to be a mistake later down the line, and made sure that everything fitted inside. I had some troubles with this head to screw it in. It was very hard to do it by hand. I tried it with a plier, it didn't work with the plier, so I tried it by hand again, like the stupid idiot that I am, and it didn't work again. I tried the pliers again without success, and then I took this thingy here, which I have no idea how it's called, and I used it kind of like a screwdriver, and it turns out that worked, so I went with that. And now you can see that it's a very, very tight fit. You see those two things, you see those two metal things, they should not touch, because otherwise it will get sparks. I made sure the battery holder fits in without touching anything else, and everything was perfect. So now it doesn't touch the Raspberry Pi things. It's a very close fit, and the MOSFET thing also fits in, so perfect. Which means that now the time to solder has come. But how do we solder all these things together? Well, I found this drawing drawn by a 5-year-old with an engineering degree, as it seems, but it works. And I just took this one, I ordered all the pieces, so if you're wondering what pieces I'm using, you can see them on this list. I ordered all these pieces, and now let's solder them according to these schematics, which I'm very glad it's drawn like that, because it makes it easier to understand for me than a real electronic schematic. So let's take our soldering iron and our soldering hand and everything together. Let's cut the isolation away from the cable. don't forget to put on your mask like I did, and once you have your mask ready, you can start soldering. As you can see, it's now the cable that is attached to one of those metal thingies from the button. If my camera could get into focus somehow. Yeah, we got it. Here, you can see it. Now you can't. We have to do the same thing on the second metal thingy. And for some reason, this one got so hot that it jumped out of this crocodile hands. I don't know how you call them in English, but in German it's called a crocodile mouth or crocodile teeth. But however, it jumped out because it got too hot for some reason, even though those things are especially made for hot things. But never mind, let's just continue on. We soldered those pieces together, and once both the cables are attached, we can then screw it back into the case, cut the cables a little bit, and make sure that everything fits neatly. Now here comes the problem, because I have put everything inside this one already at this point, but I have to remove the head so I can solder the pieces to it. And maybe you can remember from the previous part, but the head was the most obnoxious thing to remove, so we have to do that over again. So we remove this piece again, and then once it's out, we have to solder 2 points. One is this metal thing at the bottom, this gold thing as you can see over here, and one is this metal gold ring where the hole is. The small one, not the big one. Again, we put this on our crocodile thingy, however you call this in English, and then we solder on. Once everything has a cable on it, we can put it back into the case. As you can see, this case wasn't necessarily one of the best version either, but at this point I said to myself, this is more of a prototype than an actual finished product, because this video is already delayed and I want to finish it up as quickly as possible. Don't forget to solder a cable to that gold ring so you can use that, and once everything is inside, it looks pretty neat. So now it's time that we take a look at the battery thingy, the battery holder, because we have to connect those two, I'm guessing, so the current can flow through from the plus to the plus and from the minus to the minus. I have not done this in a long time and forgotten half of the things that I should know for this project, but solder the cable to the battery holders so that we now have built this kind of bridge. I think in German it's called Überbrücken, and so I'm just calling it bridging or creating a bridge in English, even if that's not the correct word, but that's the word I'm gonna use. Let me know down in the comments which word is the correct one, because I have no idea. To connect all the cables together, I'm gonna do a magic cut, and we are at the finished part where all the cables come together according to the schematics that I showed you beforehand. And the next thing was, of course, to test this device. So let's put in some batteries, and this is the moment where I feared for my life, because I had no idea if this thing is gonna blow up in my face or not. So I did a test and nothing happened, but that's to be expected since the tank of the vape wasn't on this device. So let me screw this up, let me screw the thing on it and then press on it, and it worked. So let me take a hit. I was surprised myself that it actually worked out fine somehow. So I went on and put all the things in hot glue so they don't touch, because there's a lot of loose cables in here and I don't want this thing to burn down my whole apartment because it's a rental. The only thing that is left that I didn't do was actually test out if we can use this as a computer. So let me move the camera over here and we can try to set this all up. Sorry for the mess, but as you can see, I had to drink more coffee, even more than with the Monster, to make this work out somehow. So the next thing we want to do is actually connect all the cables that we need to this device. So we want a keyboard, we want a mouse. Oh, would you look at that? It tells you to subscribe to my channel. Isn't that amazing? So make sure to subscribe. I'm gonna go with this cable because it's the only one that is laying around, even though it doesn't tell you to subscribe anymore. Please do it. Now I need some current and some other things, namely the receiver for my mouse, and then we need to connect the keyboard, and now we need current. And I think I found the smallest cable ever, and we can see it from the outside that it's turning on. Can you see this bolt? Oh, we have a desktop. We have now officially created a vaping device that you can use as a full-fledged computer with Linux. Look at this. Wow. I never have to bring my laptop again unless I have to do some meaningful or powerful work. And the best part is, I'm done with work. Let's remove, okay, maybe not the Raspberry Pi, this destroys like the whole point of the video. Let's remove all the components that we don't need and enjoy our smoking break, right? Oh, I forgot to put in the batteries. And enjoy our smoking break. Let me know in the comments if I should do more projects like this. I maybe want to make a version where there is a display and the keyboard on it as well. I think it will be a bit bigger than this one. But then I have basically a laptop inside a Vape. Or if you want any other projects like this, let me know. If you don't know how to put the OS on your Raspberry Pi, you can watch one of my previous videos that is popping up over here about building your own Raspberry Pi console. I hope that you stay tuned for the next video and support me on my Patreon and join the Discord once it's gone live. Check the community tab for that. With that, bye bye, see you next time.